All right, I'd like to welcome you to our series of live instructional webinars designed to support the school annual online yearbook program. Our goal today will be to introduce participants to the functions of the program associated with beginning stages of the yearbook creation. Specifically, we will be reviewing login to the program, familiarization with the welcome screen and page ladder font selection, creating an image share account, transferring materials from a previous year's yearbook to a current year's yearbook. And that will lead us into the next installment of the importance of sending us your portrait CDs or portrait links from your school photographer. This way we can get those uploaded. And then next webinar, we will talk about portraits and flowing in portraits. So let's go ahead and get started right here. Here we have the school annual main page right here. And you can log in by simply clicking the orange login right here in the upper left hand corner. Here is our login page right here. Go ahead and I would bookmark this since you're going to be in this quite a bit. So go ahead and definitely bookmark this site right here. The first piece we have right here is the drop down menu. By default, it will always say 2026. Next, we're going to put our job number. Here we're going to put our username. For a lot of you, it is advisor, or if some of you made your own login, please remember your login information. Just enter that right there. Then we will enter our password. And then once we click Let's Go, it will enter us right here. Real quick, you probably would have seen login using Google. If you are not a pre-selected school, to demo this for the current year, you do not have access to it. So you will have to use the login information that you were provided. All right, so here we have the home screen right here. And we'll go ahead and talk about this home screen here real quick. Here at the bottom, you will have different modules right here. Here you will have your due dates. So we'll start with the top one right here. Due date countdown just simply says how much time you have left for your book is due. Once it reaches 0, you are not locked out of your account. It just reaches 0. That's it. It's just a countdown clock, and that's it. Next is total pages. This will tell you right here in the middle how many total pages you have. Right down my demo account, I have 60 pages. Underneath it, you will notice different, like not started, progress, and all that, but in different colors. This just simply gives you an understanding of like how many pages are currently either in progress or not started. So currently we are showing 39 pages not started. That's in gray. This purple is in progress. If you ever see pink, that's completed. Teal is submitted, and these colors have been changed for this year. Next is upcoming events. These are some of the like major upcoming events, such as like your cover choice is due, any deposits, any portraits that need to be sent in, and all that. So these are some major ones. You can add to this, so we can click right here, and then here we can actually add to upcoming events. And the next one we'll talk to you about is a task. So they're both here on the main screen right here, or the same screen right here. To add something, all we have to do is click on the blue plus sign right here. So here we can do add event. So we can say, let's just call this first 10 pages done. Okay, so we're going to set a date for ourselves. It's something to say we need the first 10 pages done, and we're going to set a calendar date for, let's see, here we go. We're going to say at least by January 22nd of the year, we're going to want at least the first 10 pages done. We can give this a color, and we can write a little description right here and just click add. So you'll notice the due date or the, yes, thank you. You'll notice this has popped up right here. It always pops up in order according to date. All right. Next tab we have is task tab. These are different tasks that you can assign to yourself, to a staff member, if you're someone who likes to keep organized or to keep on top of things. Here you can add like a page ladder selections and topics are ready. We'll get to talk about that. Send portraits to us. To add, you can always click on the blue plus sign right here, and then you can say, so you could assign yourself a task right here to upload images. You can even assign it to yourself, or you can assign it to like a staff member. So here we're going to assign it to the staff member. We're going to give them a date for, let's say, they have until December 3rd right here to upload those. And then we can go ahead and add those. As things are completed, you can click on this little box right here. It will put it at the bottom here, and it will actually assign it a complete date so you can see when that particular event was actually completed. Okay, so let's go back up here. So right here, the task tab and the upload or the upcoming events will always display the 3 soonest projects, or the 3 soonest due dates. So right here, like the first 10 pages, that's after the cover choice. This is the soonest. The next one will be due. Upload candidates right here will be the next one. Images right here will tell you how many images you have uploaded, that your staff has uploaded, and that is advisors and staff together. So that's that total combined images that you have uploaded. Also, right up here in the purple area will always display your school name right here. This is just what it says. It's my demo account. So, all right. So we talked about staff. So let's talk about adding staff. So if you're a school that has the luxury of additional staff members or a helper or something like that, you need to add staff members. We're going to do that by clicking on the word plan and then clicking on the word staff. Okay, to add staff, all we're going to do is come up here. You'll see a black bar right here. All the way to the very end, we're going to see this right here. It says add staff. So we're going to click on that. It'll take us to this screen right here. Just enter our first name, enter our last name, give them a username, and then just give them a password. The password has to be 10 digits. One digit has to be a capital letter, and another digit has to be a number. So of those 10 digits, one is a capital letter and one is a number. So we're going to give them a password. You can give them an email option that is optional for you. It just means you can email your staff. You don't have to, but that's something that you can put in. Right here, we have a role. You have staff, and then you have advisor. Staff has very limited function in the book. Basically, they can work on the book, but that's about it. Where advisor has full access to the book. This includes adding and taking away images, This includes access to the sales reports, everything on this online program. So it's something that you may want to be cautious about uh, assigning somebody as an advisor, just because they will have access to everything. So for this person, we're going to just assign them as staff and just click on save. So right here we have this person right here. They are listed as a staff member and they are currently listed as active. So this staff member right here, what we can do is we can, let's say they forgot their password. You can actually come up here to edit and then retype their password right here. You will see the system does not save passwords that you can see. So you will have to issue them a new password if they forget. You can also permanently delete this person if you want. So all we have to do is just click on delete. Do you want to delete this person? Delete, and we can permanently delete that person. Now, if for any reason you don't want to permanently delete that person, like if they're just stepping away for a while, but they will be back. So instead of deleting the person, then adding them back later, all you have to do is come over here where it says active, click on it, and it's just inactive. They cannot log in. This also helps when it comes time to start looking at the book, to start completing the book, shut them all off. And then that way you can look at the book without any worries about anyone uh, stepping in and started making edits to the page. All right. So next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the page ladder. So we're going to click on plan, and then we're going to come over here to page ladder and click on it. And this right here is the page ladder. These were all the pages of your yearbook. So these are all the pieces of paper, the pages right there uh, between your covers. This is what you'll be working on. So you will notice here at the bottom, little gray, it says not started right here. That's just an indicator that this page is not started. What that means is nothing has been put on that page and nothing's been saved on that page. Right here in progress means that either something is on that page or something was at one point on that page. So let's talk about this little section right here, this little gray bar. First up is sections. Now, some of you may have limited pages or limited areas that you can do things. And so what section is you can section off chunks of your book to certain events or certain grades. And to do that, all you have to do is click inside this little box that says add section. And we're going to start off with first, we're going to go staff. Yes, you will get a recording after this. So you could do, so you can push enter on your keyboard, or you can come over here where this little plus symbol is and put a plus right there. You will see the word staff in this little gray circle with a 0 inside of it. That just means this has not been used on a page. So let's say page 2 and 3 is always our staff section. So I can click and hold this, drag it over to page 2. You'll see a teal outline of it. So this is, if I drop it, it'll be just on page 2. You'll see this on page 3. Again, if I drop it, just on page 3. Now, if I want it on both, all I have to do is split the middle right here, and I'll get them on page 2 and 3. So if you notice right here where it says no section, as soon as I drop it, you'll now switch to staff. If you want, yes, you can click on this little down arrow right here and select staff, or select no section right there. If for any reason you want to reduce one, say you just want just page 2 as staff, again, drop down menu, no section, and you just get rid of that. Now you'll notice right over here where it says staff, before it said 0, now it says 1. If we drop it again, it says 2. Just let you know how many pages that staff has been used on. So we could do, and it may have some places right here to help you, or some suggestions right here. But if you had like first grade, so we have first grade portraits and candids right here. We have two first grade classes, so we're going to need at least 2 pages. One page for portraits, one page is for candid images right here. So we're going to need at least 4 total right here. Just let you know that you've already used your 4. So just better organization. So next, let's talk about topics. Right here, when you click on topics, first thing you're going to see is smart topics. You'll see like academics, ads, and the all list of stuff right here. Let's talk about portraits right here. So let's click on portraits and see right here, you'll just have different grade levels. Since we already put one for first grade, we can select on first grade portraits. So we're going to select this right here, and we're going to keep going down until we see staff or faculty. Here we go. We can just click on faculty. And then we can come over different stuff like sports. We can click on 8th grade football. All right. And then as we're clicking on these, if we click on my topics, they'll populate right here. So as you're clicking on stuff in smart topics, my topics is being populated by your selections. So right here, again, you'll have a 0 inside of it. That just means it hasn't been used on a page yet. So right here, we want faculty right here. We want first grade portraits right here, first grade portraits right here, and it's just being populated right here. So this way we know, or our staff knows, what these pages are for. There's no question about, hey, what's on, Mrs. So-and-so, what's on page 10? Well, all they have to do is look at the page letter, and they can see what page 10 or page 6 is for. So let's go over here to staff. Staff is where you can assign staff members to work on certain pages. So if I assign the person we created, this test person, to say page 4 and 5, that means test person and yourself as the advisor are the only 2 people allowed to work on this. The program will not let John here or Amanda work on these 2 pages. It's just the people assigned to it. Now I can say say test person is an AM helper and you have a PM helper. So I can come over here to Amanda and assign her on both pages. And now we have 2 staff members, so one in the morning, one in the afternoon, that can work on these pages. For any reason you need to remove them, just click the X right here and you can remove them off the pages. One thing we do suggest is have one person on both pages. The reason is if you have maybe test person here and Amanda here, what you'll run into is a save conflict error. And so to avoid that altogether, just go ahead and assign the same staff member on both pages. Any other remaining pages, another tip I'm going to give you here, any other remaining pages, please assign yourself as the advisor to those pages. This way, no one else can work on those pages. And if it's pages you don't want your staff members touching or don't want anyone else to mess with just yet, assign yourself to those pages. This way, no other staff member can work on those pages. Now, one other thing we want to talk about, now we're done here. So let's talk about all this right here. First, you have a ladder right here. This is where we are. List groups and preview. I would really don't really concern yourself with those. You're not going to use these. The only other one you might use right here is page mover. Right here, you can move pages around if you need to move them around. Then you can just go back to your ladder. So next right here, we have select all. You can select all your pages right here. So let's say for any reason you need to lock off your pages, you can click on select all, go to actions, lock, and lock your pages. That means nobody can work on them. Or come back and click on unlock and just unlock your pages. Filter will allow you to filter your pages. So let's look at all the pages that are currently in progress. So we can filter through and just look at certain pages that we want. If you see the filter right here is colored in, that means you have a filter activated, like we do right here in progress. To get rid of it, just click on clear and your page ladder will return to normal. Next is print. Here we can print all, that means we can print all the pages in the book. We'll talk about the importance of printing all and how to do that a little bit later in a webinar. Um, but you can do a print ladder. So here you can actually print your ladder and you can actually make notes, which I would highly suggest you do. Make notes about what pages you want, where, and how you want your book to flow. And then you can always go back in and make those changes on your page ladder. Finally, the button right here says start with last year. Here you can, if you had an account with us last year, you could take what was on those pages last year, minus portraits, minus images, and minus any custom clip art and backgrounds. You could take those and bring those over to this year's, or so you could bring over like templates to this year's book. To do so, all you have to do is click with start with last year. Now, this only works on uh, pages that are currently not started. So if you have a page that's currently in progress, it will skip that page and go to the next page. So if I click on start with last year, and then click on continue because I want my designs, my sections, and my topics brought over from last year. All right, it just says that once you do this, there's no undo button. Basically what this means is there's no button to click that says undo. So if I click continue, right here, you will see that all my templates from last year are moved over. The only ones that are not moved over are the ones that on pages that were are currently in progress. Okay, so next we're going to talk about your cover. So if you have a custom cover or a cover that you picked out, you can always find that here under status and then cover. Right here, you will find the information for your cover that you selected. If you have a custom cover, you will find it right here. You'll find your proof right here as well. You'll also find a section that says approved or not approved. If it's not approved, click that and then please write what is not approved or what needs to be changed or whatever and get it back to us as soon as possible so we can make those changes and get it back to you as quickly as possible. If you ever need further assistance, you can either call in or email us, or you can also go to our help center right here by clicking on help and then help. Here we have video tutorials. We have a getting started list, different online features that will talk about things um, such as, like the page ladder right here, just talk about certain uh, stuff right here, a little bit of detail. And we also have some troubleshooting stuff right here. So if you need to transfer information, so we'll talk about that real quick. If you ever need to transfer information like images or portraits from last year, you have that staff that doesn't take new photos every year. They want to use the same one they've been using for the last 12 years or something. Click on create and then click on image library. So you can actually log back into last year's book and do this. So all you have to do is just log out of this and log back into last year's book. Go to your image library, find the folder that you want. So we want this folder right here that has some of our images or some of the things that we've used every single year. And then all you have to do is come up and over. We're looking for this arrow right here. This arrow that's pointing over to the left, it says toggle saved images for 2026. If you're in your 25 book, you'll say 2026. If you're in your 26 book, it's going to say for 2027. So all you have to do is just click on that right there. You'll see a little arrow on your folder that indicates that it's been moved over to the next year's book, or in this case, our current year's book. So once we move everything over, you log back into the current year's book, go to the image library. Here under inbox, my 2025 images. Here is where you will find all your images that you moved over. From there, all you have to do is just click and hold, drag it to the folder you want to put it in, let go, hit copy, and then there you go. It's right there. All right. So next, let's talk about fonts. Let's click on plan and then let's come over here to fonts. As advisors, you're the only ones that can select fonts. Um, we cannot add custom fonts, just what we see here. So first and foremost, let's talk about these first two that are currently active. This is Foundation Romans, Foundation Sans. Do not inactivate these two fonts. Whatever you do not inactivate them. The reason is your styles are created using those fonts. And if you remove those or inactivate them, you lose these styles. And these styles are important because if we go to our page designer right here and we click on text, that's your styles right there. So as soon as we inactivate one of those fonts, you will lose these styles right here under text, and you'll have to go in and create your own styles or recreate the styles again. So to activate a font, all you have to do is just scroll through, find the one that you want, click on it, and here you will get a preview right here on the left. So we just go through and find one like, oh, that's the one I want right there. Then all we have to do is click on the word inactive and it will make it active. Now, one thing I want you to see is the reason why we went so far down the list right here is that it doesn't look like it's active. And that's because once you clicked active, it goes to the top of the list in alphabetical order. Once we inactivate it, it goes to the bottom of the list in alphabetical order. And that's very important to understand because a lot of people will sit here and they will click it thinking they did click it right. So they'll just keep clicking and not knowing that they're actually activating a bunch of fonts. So just so you know, once you click active, it goes active into the top of the list in alphabetical order.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Will do. Thank you so much.
So there we go. So yeah, just please be aware that it does go in alphabetical order. The number of fonts, a lot of people like to activate a lot of fonts. We normally suggest about 10 to 12 fonts is probably all you need. The more you activate, the longer it takes for this to open this particular screen to open up. Also, the longer it takes for everything to sync. All right. So next thing we're going to talk about is photo share. So we're going to come up to plan, and then we're going to go to photo share. All right. So right here we have photo share, and let's talk about the first part right here, school assets. The school name, mascot name, and primary color can be changed relatively quick. If you want that changed, please email in to support@schoolannual.com those changes, and we'll get that sent off. The logo takes a little bit of time, so if you have a logo that you want to get uploaded, we can upload that. Just so you know, that will probably take a little bit longer. And the school name, mascot, and primary color will be um, relatively quicker. Um, the all right, I'm just going to show you the primary colors that we have. I thought I had that ready to go. But anyway, we have a limited number of primary colors that we can actually use. So if your school is we're this particular red color, it's going to be red. a generic red color. Or if you're a forest green, it's going to be a dark green or a regular green. So just please be aware of that. So, all right. So next, let's go over here to settings. So the first settings we have is under settings is school life right here. So we have this currently toggled on. You can set an end date right here. So all you do is click this little picture of a calendar, and you can select whatever end date you want. Typically, we suggest an end date probably about 2 weeks prior to your book being submitted, only because it gives you time to sort through all the photos and to organize everything. And if you need to open up anything for that, like that last minute event that you're trying to get in, you can always open it back up and get more photos in a little bit later. Photo guidelines right here. These are the guidelines that you as the advisor set. So this could be just a warning to anyone who's uploading images. Say that, we're only looking for these kinds of images. We're only looking for images of like groups of students, not just a singular student. Anything inappropriate is not going to be used. Anything that contains these things that are against the school policy won't be used or anything like that. So you can actually dictate what will be uploaded and what will be used in the book and what might be discarded. When I show you how this is used, there's no excuse for a parent or anyone to say that I didn't see this or I didn't know that I couldn't upload those. It's very obvious when they go to us upload, there is a big pop-up that they have to acknowledge that they read this. All right. Next one is portraits right here. Again, you can set the same end date. You can say you're looking for senior portraits, baby pictures, anything like that. Um, I would I would caution you on this one, simply because we'll get to the actual using the site and all that. But if a parent doesn't tag the image, and we'll show you that again, then that means you can't move it out of the portrait folder when it's uploaded and into your folders to use. So this, I would almost say, just leave that shut off and just use School Life for all of your photo collections. One, it's just going to make life a little bit more easier for you, and so it's just a lot nicer to use. Once you have everything set up and once you have everything ready to go, all you have to do is click on this blue activate button right here in the upper left hand corner. Currently our site is not active, but as soon as we click this, our site is currently active. You will get this QR code right here. This QR code stays the same for this school year. So if I inactivate this site and reactivate it, it's the same QR code. So nothing changes. You can download this QR code and use it for any publication or anything you need to advertise. Hey, send us in your photos. Under it is the web address to your photo share, and it's for your school and your school only. So each school has their own private account and their own private URL. It also lets you know, like, your shut off date right here. For any reason you need to turn this site off, all you have to do is click right here. It will ask you, are you sure you want to turn it off? Yes, turn it off. And now your site is inactive. So I'm going to go ahead and activate that site. And the URL stays the same each time. QR code stays the same each time. So I'm going to go right here, and we're going to show how to use this site. Your school name will be right here. Your logo will be up here in the corner. Right here, it will say that either I'm a student, photographer, parent, faculty member. Student, real quick, it stops at ninth grade. Anyone lower than ninth grade technically has to have a parent upload the image. Middle school, elementary students cannot upload images. So you can click on I'm a faculty member or I'm a parent. Type in your first name and then your email address. And then all they will have to do is just they acknowledge and read the privacy policies right here, and then continue to verify. So what's going to happen right now? It's going to send a 6-digit code, just making sure that the email address is valid. And that's it. That's all it's doing. It's just making sure an email address is valid. So while we wait for that, there we go. It just sends a one-time code, and then we're going to do that. All right. So right here, you will have your school color, school life, photos right here. I will say how many days you have left right here, and it will also tell them when it's closed. Um, so this way, a parent or anyone can't say, well, I didn't know when it was closed. It says it right there. So when you click on share photo, right here is the review guidelines. It pops up right there. That's the information that you wrote down saying these are the pictures we're looking for. This is what won't get uploaded or used. This is what will get used. Whatever guidelines that you put in, they have to click OK, got it, which means they have to acknowledge that they at least saw this screen. Right here, you'll get an upload. So you can either choose image, click on this, and it will open your file explorer so you can actually go to where you have the images, or you can drag and drop within this dotted line. So I'm going to click on this little image right here. I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop it right there. All right. So as soon as it's done, you'll have an option to fast tag or to click on no thanks. We're going to click on fast tag. All right. So here we're going to enter a student. So we're going to say that that's who this student is, and we're going to say they're a fourth grader, and click on add. Okay, and then continue. All right. And then if this was a candid image, meaning an image with like multiple students at some event, then they can go back then and add more. So they can add, another student in there. So they can just keep adding students as much as they want. Once they're done, just click on done, and it will let you know that 2 people are tagged, no topics, no nothing like that. They can click on acknowledge, and then click on submit. They do have an option to go back and retag if they want to. Once they click on submit, it's now submitted, is now sent in. They'll get a reminder notice about, make sure to order books and stuff like that. If at any point they're like, oh no, I forgot that one image, they can click on share more images and then just go back and then start uploading more images right here. All right, so now let's go in and let's see where these images will show up. So here, let's click on create and then let's click on image library. Nope. Oh, just a minute. I gotta log back in. All right, there we go. So click on create image library. All right. And here under inbox, we're going to click on that little arrow. We're going to locate photo share. And then we're going to locate school life. And then once we upload the image, this is where that image is going to be. And then when we click on here, we go to details. Suggested tags will always be right here. And then source information will always be right here. Who sent it in? They'll have their email address. So in case you ever need to find out who it was that sent this portrait in, it'll be right there. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. This one's one of our longer ones. Apologize for that. Um, so once you're done with all that, you can send us in your portrait images. The reason for sending us your portrait images is that we can upload those for you. And by uploading them for you, I mean, we can upload your images. They're already tagged, they're already ready to go for our next webinar that is working with portraits. And we'll show you how to put those portraits on pages and create portrait pages. All right, I want to thank you all today. Hopefully, for showing you the example areas of examples in the area of logging in, the welcome page, page ladder, fonts, image share, photo share. Creating your book will be less of a challenge, and you can avoid some of the pitfalls that accompany any computer software. Transferring your materials from last year's site to this year, sending us your portrait CDs may pay off in some time saving down the road. Please feel free to join us for our next webinar working with portraits, where we will show you the flow function and then build some class pages together. All right, again, I want to thank you all for coming in. If you have any more questions, you can take at this time take yourself off of mute or ask them in chat, and I can answer those questions for you. Anything about today or any questions in general, I can answer those for you.